It could all come down to luck in the Grade 1 Golden Horse Sprint at hollywoodbets Scottsville on Saturday. After a below-par run at the end of champion season last year, Lucky Lad underwent a wind operation. He returned to racing 6 months later, that being in February this year. In need of the run, he was slow away.
Lucky Lad did not get the best of starts, was a little bit slow to begin with. Lucky Lad still 4 lengths adrift, going to shift right down the centre of the track. Then came Halberdier, 200 metres left to go. Ziyasha's the leader, one fell swoop is beating on, big pressure down the centre. One fell swoop and Ziyasha, these two, one fell swoop from Ziyasha, one fell swoop Ziyasha, one fell swoop beats Ziyasha. Third placing will go to Cliffhanger and Lucky Lad fourth after a bad start.
6 weeks later, when going 300 metres further over the 1400, he crossed the line 1 1/4 lengths behind Sandringham Summit in the Grade 2 Tab Hawaii Stakes.
Down the inside is Lucky Lad. Further back to White Pearl as they come down to the last 200 metres is still on and Sandringham Summit on the outside. Lucky Lad towards the inside, 150 to go, and Sandringham Summit has picked up the lead in the Hawaii Stakes. It's Sandringham Summit from Lucky Lad inside the final 100 metres, and Sandringham Summit goes all the way today. He'll beat him, Lucky Lad.
He came back down to the 1160 last time out to win the Grade 2 Johan Malherbe Senor Santa Stakes from the Brett and James Crawford trained I Am Giant and Surjay. It was the Lucky Lad of old.
Lucky Lad is now warming to the task and he comes home strongly with I Am Giant. Surjay, Lucky Lad though is finishing best of all down the inside, and it's going to be Lucky Lad to win it. Lucky Lad wins it from I Am Giant, Surjay and Winter Greeting.
This horse had a wind up. Not too many horses come back from that. This horse ran to Sandringham Summit in his last race. He wasn't quite right. He's come from last down the worst going, and this was a mind-blowing one.
He's a type of horse you never stop on him. You keep going, and eventually that engine just erupts, and it was a fantastic win.
Lucky Lad is doing well. I've been very happy with his preparation up to now. His last win in the Senor Santa was really good. He came from a long way back and only just got them in the shadow of the post, but hit the line really strong. His 2 prep runs before that were ideal, and he did everything that I'd asked of him. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. I think he's really well weighted. I have healthy respect for horses like Surjay, who meets him on a 2 kilo pool from the last meeting, and Dyce may improve after gelding, so he's always one to keep in mind. But having said that, I've got to be confident in what Lucky Lad has done up to now and the way his preparation has gone, and if it continues to go smoothly into the race, I feel he's going to give a really good account of himself.
I Am Giant and Surjay also line up here, along with a third string to the stable's bow in At My Command.
Going into the Golden Horse Sprint this Saturday, we've got 3 very nice runners, starting with I Am Giant. This boy, he's absolutely flying at home. Can't put a foot wrong at the moment, and his form's showing it. So this is obviously a race that he is massively under sufferance with the likes of Dyce in the running, but from a good draw of draw 1 and regular pilot Cabela on board, I think you can expect a really, really honest run from this horse. I think he's also going to appreciate the Scottsville 12. He's looking like a horse that's needing a bit of a step up in trip now, and the Scottsville 12 does run a bit like a 14 with that uphill. So I think he's going to be a really honest runner, and I wouldn't be surprised if you find him in your quartets. Surjay, absolutely flying at the moment. The best I've ever had this horse. 54.5. It's the lightest weight he's carried in a very long time, and from a good draw of gate 3, I think he is a serious contender for this race to win. He's always been a runner up behind Isivunguvungu and Thunderstruck, and now with those 2 horses being out of contention, he looks to be the next best in line. Obviously, we do have the likes of Dyce in the race, who is a very, very good horse, and it might just be a question mark for him with regards to first run after gelding, but Surjay, he needed his last run, and he's come on a ton since that race, so very happy with this boy, Smunga Kumalo on board. And I think he's a very, very big runner, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see him go close to winning. Otherwise, definitely an includer for your exactors and your trifectas. At my command, doing very, very well back at home. First time in a long time, he's going to carry 54.5, and we couldn't have him in a better space heading into this race. His last run, he just got a little bit stuck in the going. He's never been a horse that really appreciates the going to be a little bit sticky, but first time 54 in a long time, 54.5 in a long time, and the Scottsville 12 does run like a 14 with the uphill, so I think he's really going to relish the Scottsville 12, and I would definitely not be surprised if you see him in your trifectas and quartets.
Dual-graded stakes winner on the Highveld last year, Dyce, raided Hollywoodbets Kenilworth at the end of January to claim honours in the Grade 1 Cape Flying Championship.
Dyce, Surjay, Bereave throws his weight around. He's getting into the race as well. They followed by Mufasa, and then came Mr. Cobbs. Thunderstruck taken on now by Dyce. And Dyce towards the inside. Move forward with authority. Dyce over Thunderstruck, and Dyce wins the Grade 1 Whirlpool Cape Flying.
He's just a good horse. I had to bring him. I don't want to bring him for the season for the simple fact that he's got his issues, and I got my tracks to work him, so I'm happy. Yeah, hopefully we can go on from here many more.
His 2 runs back on the Highveld were disappointing and nothing like what his trainer had come to expect. The decision was made to geld him.
Yeah, Dyce took his gelding very well. He seems to have trimmed down a bit. On his work, he's not blowing as hard as he was blowing before his last run. So it looks like the gelding has done its job. The guy who rides him every day, Barista, is very happy with him. He looks very well. Striker came and rode him on Friday morning. He felt the horse gave him a nice feel. So he's happy, and looks like we're ready to go. And unfortunately, we're giving a lot of weight away to good horses. But that's the way it is. We can't sit in the stable and complain about it. So we'll go out and give it a bash. I think it's good enough. So we'll find out on Saturday. But the boy looks like he's in a good space at the moment.
16 runners go to post in the Grade 1 Golden Horse Sprint. It's carded as race 8 and goes off at 15:45.